Welcome to Down to Earth Facebook Live. I'm Joyce Rees.
I'm Jess DiSabatino.
And this Facebook Live today, we want to take a few minutes to tackle one thing in particular people have been asking about, and also just to have you get to know us a little bit. So today we're going to, I'm going to interview Jess. Even though I know her really well, I recognize not everyone out in the world would also know.
And you may tell from my face that I am not looking forward to this. This is like,
not your fave?
No.
Right, because nobody wants to talk about themselves. Well, maybe some people do, but we're not them. So, but I said to Jess, you have to anyways, because we want people to feel like they know us a little bit.
Yeah.
But before we do that, wanted to just tackle one thing. A number of people are still confused about the pre-launch of the podcast, or whether Down to Earth, the podcast, has already launched. So let's just clarify. We're in pre-launch phase, which means you can go to www.downtoearthpodcast.com and you can sign up with your email address to be notified when the podcast launches, and that's when you're going to be able to download and start listening to episodes.
Right, which will probably be at the beginning of November.
Right.
But not until then.
Right. So in the meantime,
You have to put up all these Facebook Lives.
you know, there's lots of people who are like, oh, I'll just wait then for it to launch. And that's fine. But at the same time, if you sign up with your email address, you won't miss the launch, and we'll know kind of how our audience is building and who's interested in it. It just means when you're part of pre-launch, you have the opportunity, I guess, to share with your friends.
We wish we could send you a prize.
Yeah, we can.
I in my heart, I want to say, if you sign up, we will send you a prize.
Mm-hmm.
But I think
Prizes would be great.
it would be a lie.
Yeah, I don't think we have any prizes.
Sorry.
Okay, so shall we chat about you, because it's your favorite thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so Jess, you obviously live in Calgary, and you've only lived here for almost 2 years. We're coming up to 2 years.
Yeah.
But you had...
It's October. I'd like to tell you, though, it's the first week in October. We had a blizzard on Monday. I can use this entire Facebook Live to have a rant about how this is not right, and how I know this is how we know we live under the curse still.
Yes. So on Monday, which was like the second day of October, when we say we had a blizzard, like the snow was piled up at my front door.
I would like to tell you, this is not an exaggeration. It was a blizzard.
Yep. And it's mostly gone now.
I walked my daughter to school, and I actually had to keep my eyes down because the snow was going in my eyes.
Yeah, you had to lean, and it was coming down sideways. Anyway, some of you were still enjoying lovely summer weather. I wonder if any of my friends in Norway were also having snow yet. But anyway, okay. Before
we have to compare ourselves to Norway's weather.
Here is a sad day. Okay, so Jess, you have had 40 years going around on this planet. Can I say that? I said
no,
it.
You weren't supposed to say that.
So before moving to Calgary, like, just tell us a bit about you. Like, I don't know. We do this, right? We pigeonhole someone and think that they're just a mom, or they're just whatever their profession is, or they're just their education experience. And we're obviously multifaceted people. So I would love for you to know the multifaceted nature of Jessica DiSabatino.
Thank you, Barbara.
Where do you want to start? You want to talk about your family? You want to talk about your education?
I have 4 kids.
4 kids.
4 kids. I have a decade of kids. I have an almost 14-year-old and a 4-year-old and an 11-year-old and a 6-year-old in between. So that's fun. It's a lot of work. Yeah, it's good work, though.
Yeah, it is. They're wonderful.
Yeah, we like them. We're going to keep them all. David and I decided we're keeping them all. We're not selling any of them on Kijiji. Not this week, at least.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, we have 4 kids, and we pastor a church in Calgary, and that's been a really beautiful thing. For a couple of years, I didn't pastor. Prior to pastoring at Church in the Hills, I worked for
your denomination.
Yeah, and so part of my life, well, most of my life was spent going around to different churches and speaking at different churches, and that was a really wonderful 5 years, almost 5 years. But I'm really glad to be back pastoring now.
Yeah.
I feel like I love having a group of people that I speak to every week, and yeah, there's something beautiful in that, and grounded and rooted, and
yeah. And it gives you a chance to practice the things that you would still maybe be equipping pastors in other contexts from time to time.
Sure.
But you have the on-the-ground reality.
Right. Yeah.
And And then you and Dave have obviously pastored together in different contexts for a number of years. Both of us co-pastor with our husbands, which isn't totally a common thing.
No. And we both have had realities where we pastored not
without each other.
Yeah. Pastoring. So I began my pastoral career as a single person.
Yeah. Although I had a longer stint at that. You've been married now for how many years?
17.
Yeah, that's a long time. Good for you.
Thank you.
Yeah. I always think we celebrate birthdays, but anniversaries we kind of go, oh, well, that's between them. But I think to be married and to stay married is more work than to be born and stay born. Anyway, that's another
debatable.
Yes.
So we do. We pastor, and we love doing that. I think so. That's part of my life, and then the other part of my life is I work in the business world, and for the last 20-ish years, almost 20-ish years, I have worked for a foundation called My Safe Work. We speak to.
You don't just work for the foundation. You and your dad founded the foundation. Right. That's a different thing.
Sure. Yeah.
Sorry, you were going to say what you do with it.
Yeah. So we speak to hundreds of thousands of people every year about workplace safety, and I really do see that as an extension of my pastoral work and of bringing the kingdom to bear.
Sure, it's a justice issue.
Yeah. And so, and I think it also helps me connect with all kinds of different people all throughout the world, really.
Yeah.
And it's a funny, sometimes it's a balance to be able to juggle both things, but it's good.
And in the pilot of Down to Earth, we do mention that Jess received the Governor General Award with her dad as well this year in March, but that's okay to say on Facebook Live, I think. It's the biggest honor you can receive, I think, in Canada. There might be a couple of other awards.
The Order of Canada.
Okay, the Order of Canada might be a step up. But anyways, I've never got the Governor General Award, and I don't think I will in my lifetime, but well done. I think that's pretty amazing, and it's because of the work they've done with My Safe Work and the number of deaths that they have averted, actually, by educating people and helping them to engage their work in safe ways and to advocate for change in work environments.
Yeah, and I think that's given me just a little bit of a different perspective. My husband and I pastored in the inner city for 10 years, and I think that gave us at least a bit of an idea of how vulnerable much of our population is.
That was in Toronto.
Yeah, that was in Toronto. And and so now I get to speak to employers and managers and supervisors and CEOs about the importance of people, of honoring life in people and respecting each other. And I see that as part of our kingdom mandate.
Yeah. So you can kind of gather already Jess is a little bit of an overachiever, right? Because she's pastoring, she's running a foundation, we're launching a podcast, she travels and speaks and equips churches in addition to her traveling and speaking in the business world. And you're finishing a master's degree.
I have one course to go.
Which is awesome.
My accountability that I will finish that course. I'm going to finish my master's by May.
Not like how I stuttered that? May. So, and what is your degree?
So I just have a master's in biblical studies.
Yeah.
Theology.
So some of us, like myself, I have an unfinished degree, and I only have two children.
Not an unfinished degree.
I do.
You have a degree.
No, I will have a degree, and then I have an unfinished master's.
This is how our conversation usually goes. A lot of it.
But the point is, I think I'm a fairly, go for it kind of person, and you, I don't know, Jess does not require much sleep.
No, I do now.
Since you became friends with me.
No, I have actually, we talked about this on one of the episodes about how I actually despise sleep. I tried weird experiments. I told this to my church a little while ago. I tried this experiment where you sleep for 20 minutes and then you get up for a number of hours and then you sleep for 20 minutes.
It's an easy way to go, maybe.
I didn't go mental, but it was hard to explain to people during the day. I need to go take a nap right now. It just didn't work.
No,
meetings. I'm sorry that your life is imploding.
I'm glad you decided that was worthwhile.
And if that experiment has worked for you, I do want to hear about it because
she wants evidence.
Mm-hmm.
In any case, she's got a few things going on. So pastoring, business world, podcast, education. She's probably going to launch another business or decide to write a book or record another album. You did have a career as a rap artist.
Yes. It's a good thing I was only 13 years old because it was not an illustrious career. I did need to live in my parents' basement. Yeah. So that was a fun little stint season.
You toured though, like
a little bit.
Yeah.
We toured with, if you know the Christian rap or Christian music scene from, say, 1989, you will remember the Newsboys. They are still going.
Yeah.
White Heart.
Some of those you got to open for.
The Garmonkey.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
awesome.
Yeah. It was more in the era of Run DMC. Maybe one year I will get really brave and spit some rhymes.
That would be awesome. On a Facebook Live or just in a
way that it can never be reproduced. So
that's awesome. My kids are desperate to hear you, so make sure they're around when that happens. Connor doesn't totally believe that you're a rapper.
My kids don't.
No. Well, I think it's fantastic. You're a multifaceted person, highly creative. I'm your friend. I'm allowed to say this about you. She's very smart. But with the smarts doesn't come arrogance, which I think is actually quite refreshing because sometimes when someone's got a good brain, they come with a little bit of an edge that people don't appreciate. And you're not one of those people, which is why I had to convince you that we were going to talk about you today.
You see that I don't know where to put my eyes right now. I'm like a wandering eye person.
Is there anything you want to say about the podcast?
No, I just think I'm really excited about it because I think in some ways what we're hoping to do is foster dialogue. Yeah. We're really hoping that more than anything that some of the things that we talk about, that you'll listen to it and go, yeah, I totally agree with that and I've never seen that perspective before. Or that you would hear us, I think, inversely, that you'd hear us and go, I absolutely disagree, but that it would provoke you to some kind of response.
Yeah.
And I think anytime... I guess in my own life, the times that my life has taken a different trajectory has been when I was provoked, whether that was because I was provoked by injustice or whether I was provoked that somebody said something that I
vehemently disagreed.
Yeah, I think anytime that you can create dialogue and conversation about something, so that's our hope. And yeah,
I think that's exactly it. We want people who will push back, people who will write in and say, have you read this? Or I have a different perspective, or here's a question I would love to hear you guys respond to. And so we're like 3 weeks away from all of this beginning to be able to be listened to. And we just really want it to be interactive. And our hope is actually that the final episode will be us responding to things that people that are listening will bring, so that it would be a dialogue of sorts.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're excited. Down to Earth. Sign up.
www.downtoearthpodcast.com.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's awesome.
In a moment I got lost.
Well, I didn't tell you I was going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So, we'll look forward to continuing the conversation. We'll do another Facebook Live.
I'm ignoring all your pleas for me to rap.
A rap sample right now. That's her husband that's weighing in there. So Dave, she's probably gonna like.
And Robin.
Oh, Robin's.
I like you. But I probably won't.
You got nothing in the thing.
I'll say one little thing. It's the only thing I ever say, and it is the only rap. It is circa 1989. Okay, everybody?
Yeah.
So no judgment. Okay, I gotta. Well, this song takes us back to the street. No Kenny Cody music, just a hardcore beat in this rhyme, and it's swam off my bass line. It's deaf as dope is fine, straight up fine, it don't matter what you've been told. I'm sold on the low, that's why I'm so bold, so listen up as I kick this. If it ain't dope, don't try to fix it. You think that a lip sync, man, don't be silly. It's rhythm and effect, not Millie Vanilli. I am the rhythm, and I'm here to say that I ain't from New York, I'm not from LA, or from Canada. I'm a full effect. If I ever catch the devil, I'm gonna kick his... I don't know what else to say. That's
awesome.
All I'm gonna give you. That will be
something.
That is the last that you will ever hear me rap on.
I think that's fantastic.
Okay.
All right. We'll see you next time.